Hello, and welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Recapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Happy New Year, Ashley.
Happy New Year 2025. Have you gotten used to like writing it, typing it, all of that yet?
Yes. But, you know, I love things that end in fives, you know, so for me, I'm excited. It's like even, and then things that end in five. So I'm good.
Interesting. I never knew that. See, I don't know. I like even too, but five has never moved me, but I do like seven. Maybe it's the whole lucky number seven situation, you know, very cliche, but.
6 is actually my favorite number. And maybe that's why I'm obsessed with even things. I don't know.
Maybe, but I feel like 2025 is a good number. It feels so solid.
So it does. Like the fact that 2000 was 25 years ago is doing something to me.
I saw a reel of like a bunch of like music videos and stuff. It was like Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again. It was Aaliyah. It was all, I'm like, oh my gosh, way to make us feel so old that was possibly 25 years ago. It's crazy.
Just to know people who were born in that year are now 25 years old. Like they're able to drive, drink, and sign up for insurance. Like, this is crazy.
And get a rental car. That used to be the big milestone, too, when you turn 25. I don't even look at that board anymore. You know, when you go in certain bars and it says, you know, pass. I don't even look at that anymore, y'all. Don't shame me like this, okay?
When somebody said, they were like, you didn't card me? They were like, your birthday has an 8 in it. We're good.
Card me till I die. You hear me? Card me till I die. Make me feel good. Make my day. Okay. It's a compliment these days.
So funny. Over the holiday time off, met up with play date with Amara's friends and their moms, and I was like, yeah, I'm excited about a birthday that's coming up. And they're like, how old are you? And I was like, I didn't share my birthday. I haven't shared my birthday in 5 years. So why would I say
I'm even about to stop telling my family, because they asked me, I went to my grandmother's house on Christmas Day, and they asked me like, oh, how old you turn? And I told them, they were like, you know, they gave me that Kevin Hart, like, damn. And I felt some type of way. I was like, hold on.
Keep it to yourself.
Hold on.
You know, thank God my forehead is holding on along with my eyes.
Yes, skin. You know? I just got a new skin serum, under eye serum that I'm about to try out. So yes, keep the skin together. Moisturize.
Gua sha also. I don't know. I'm gonna have to start gatekeeping things too. You know what I mean?
I mean, you know, like I always say, and somebody who else just said it recently, I think it was Coleman Domingo or something, you know, we're Black. So thankfully,
period,
we will continue to age like the fine wines we are.
He was like 50 where?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he is in his 50s, though, he looks phenomenal. And him and his fashion.
This whole era of our actors, actresses, entertainers who are in their 40s and 50s aging so beautifully. It's just crazy. Keep it up. Give us inspiration.
Absolutely. So, Ashley, let's go ahead and get into our headlines. And this isn't really a headline, but I'm curious if you have any predictions for 2025.
Not really. I haven't given it much thought, to be honest. My New Year's was so low key. I didn't do resolutions. I think my goal is to survive. So
Girl, girl.
whatever that needs to look like is going to be between me and the Lord. I literally every morning since this year started, I start my day and end my day with prayers and gratitude, like legit.
Amen. Amen.
Like my
You,
conversations with God are turning up in 2025. So,
Ashley, you ain't never lied because today was the first real day that I started panicking about the new administration, frankly. And this talks of Canada being a new state, Greenland, and Panama Canal. I was just like, we're seriously having these conversations. Like, what? And I started panicking, and I was talking to my friends online, and I got some friends who are going to be legit out of here, Ashley. And
wow.
so it just made me feel like, how are we going to weather this storm? But I love Meghan Markle. I don't want to survive. I want to thrive. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, I don't have too many predictions either because honestly, it's a big question mark right now, like in terms of the world of entertainment and everything like that. I originally thought Wicked was going to do better in during the award season than we're going to talk about it a little bit later than what they did at the Golden Globes, especially with Cynthia Erivo's performance. But I guess Hollywood got other plans, so I don't know. I don't know. And speaking of not knowing, girl, these fires in the greater LA area, it is severe. Like
Yeah.
people are losing their homes, communities are being burned down. And what's fascinating about this whole situation is it's unfortunately a perfect storm in that there's a water shortage. They were dealing with dry conditions. And so the Santa Ana winds aren't allowing the firefighters to do the plain water drops that they're used to doing. And these fires have not been contained. So there's a long road ahead of us, and it is doing some serious damage, Ashley. There are a list of Hollywood celebrities that have lost their homes. We have had Ricky Lake say that she lost her dream home. Mandy Moore said that she had to evacuate. Eugene Levy, Steven Spielberg, Diane Keaton, the Hanks, they're all in the path. Like their homes are in the path. And like I said, these are just celebrities. I I know some friends who are living out there who had to evacuate. Hopefully their homes are able to be salvaged, but this is hitting really hard,
Yeah.
and it's affecting the filming schedule and everything when it comes to Hollywood. Just want to get your thoughts and see what you've come across since this new development.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about it even at work today, with coworkers who have family or friends or loved ones out there, and it's definitely scary. I mean, I feel like the wildfire situation has really ramped up over the last few years, as a lot
Yes.
of natural disasters have.
Yes.
And so it's just always kind of scary to have to hear about and see, because I don't know about anybody else, but there's two natural elements that I'm always very cautious and mindful of: water and fire, right? Like neither, once they are unleashed, can really be contained. And so I feel like fire is one of those that is terrifying, because we just don't know when it may stop, if they're going to be able to minimize the level of damage, in any, expedient amount of time. So
Right. Like, what
it's
can
just
you
a big,
salvage in
yeah,
the timeline?
it's a big unknown. And it's, again, it's a natural disaster. There's nothing you can do about it, right? So, just God bless them. God bless everybody who's having to deal with this, and sending thoughts and prayers. I mean, hopefully at the least you're losing property. And at the worst,
Right.
people have to worry about losing their lives. So I just hope that
Right.
people are able to get out of the path and do what they need to do. But it's devastating, obviously, to lose your home, lose priceless things that you won't be able to replace. But hopefully people are able to get away with their lives.
That's so true. Our favorite hot rabbi, he and his wife, their house got burned down as well. That came across social media. As to your point, Ashley, it's actually unbelievable. This is impacting my work directly, and it's so funny because in one conversation we're talking about the extreme winter weather and the
Yeah.
Arctic blast that's actually supposed to be coming even after all this snow. And then we're talking about fires on the other side of the country. So uh, this is a lot in the beginning of the year.
And yet
So
we're about to have global warming deniers back in the front driving the car. Yay.
let's get into some mess, Ashley. This actually hurts my heart just a little bit because I am a huge fan. I'm looking at people.com. Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster step out hand in hand for dinner date in LA. Obviously, this was before all the fires hit the LA area. But girl, I'm bringing this up because we had conversations about Hugh Jackman breaking up with his wife of over 27 years, Deborah, who is famous in her own right, specifically in Australia. The big deal about their relationship was that he was the young man and she was the star type of deal, and they were together for almost 3 decades. They said in their official statement. But there were rumors about Hugh Jackman's infatuation with Sutton during their time in 2022 working on the Magic Man or what have you. And everybody denied it because Hugh Jackman he has a really clean persona, you know what I mean, when it comes to Hollywood. He was a family man, super talented, super hot, but the overall nice guy. And girl, they broke up in 2023, and Sutton broke up with her husband in October, and here they are hand in hand. Oh, the tangle webs we weave. Actually, were you surprised? Did you hear the rumblings of, the affair, or what have you?
I definitely heard the rumblings, but I guess this isn't as glaringly adulterous as like Amy Robach and TJ Holmes and how that whole situation went
Because we
down.
saw pictures of him literally tapping her ass. Like that
Girl, like
was
that timeline.
insane.
Yeah, that was ugly. And now their significant others are together. It's like the Shania Twain of it all.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so this one for me, and this is no like shade at all to like Hugh Jackman's wife or their love and romance, but 27 years is a long time to marry somebody. So I feel like they gave it the good old college try. You know what I'm saying? And like, baby, if after 27 years you looking at me and I'm looking at you and we like, this ain't working, then maybe it just ain't working anymore. Like, I don't know if it was as easy as everybody wants to make it seem, as if he just suddenly fell in love with Sutton Foster over a production and there wasn't other things. I mean, again, over 27 years, that's a long time to spend with a partner, with a significant other. So I hope it wasn't just a Deborah was blindsided by this romance. I feel like maybe there were other factors, but it seemed like once Hugh became single, Sutton damn sure said, well, deuces, babe. My
Yeah.
dream man is ready to go. So gotta go.
Abs and all. And I think it's interesting. He's the older one in the relationship. So yeah, he's 56. She's 49. Thank you, people.com, for always putting people's ages on blast. You know,
But I
I
love
think
Sutton from younger.
I
Like I'm
know,
not,
I know.
y'all can't make me hate her. Like
Listen,
that just came on Netflix, and I
on
was like, well, I guess
Netflix,
I'm gonna start
yes.
binging younger because I love that show.
Oh my God. You took the words right out of my mouth. Now I don't get a side eye for me. That's what I'll say. Mm,
until I get
mm.
to sit down at a dinner with them and better understand these dynamics, I don't feel no type of way about these white people. Y'all go ahead and live.
And
Y'all go
they
ahead.
don't need to explain their situation either. It's just I don't like overlap. The overlapping of it all just seems very sticky, a very sticky situation, if you know what I mean. Let's go ahead and talk about something a little bit more fun. Beyoncé Bowl happened while we were on break. Christmas Day, now available on Netflix, 15 glorious minutes, showcasing her latest album, Cowboy Carter. Ashley, I need to know your thoughts when you first saw it, anything that you catched in terms of like Easter eggs, and what's the deal with the announcement that's supposed to happen next week?
I don't know. I just saw that today. I'm like, if this is another tour, baby, y'all gonna go broke without me this time because I have been spending too much
This
money
ain't
on these
Texas.
concert
I ain't
tickets.
holding.
No, no, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it this time. So y'all go ahead and get y'all cowgirl boots on out and do y'all thing. But in terms of Beyonce Bowl, looky here. I was Christmas Day. Like, if there's no, wow, that's beautiful. Delora's holding up a disco cowgirl hat memento. If there was one thing that I knew I needed to be seated and present for, it was this halftime show. Okay. And
Absolutely.
that Netflix better not have any issues. So I was over my grandma's house for a little bit. I talked to my little cousin about this, who was just as excited. And so we were talking about what we thought was going to happen. And I said, there's only one thing I need from Beyonce, and that is Levi's jeans. Because I've told y'all on this podcast that is my favorite song. And I just really wanted, I said, if Post comes out, great. If he doesn't, I understand. She gave me that. I talked about, oh, what if she brings out all the girls for Blackbird? She gave us that.
Yes.
She gave me,
Yes.
I didn't know we were going to get as much as we got. So when I tell y'all
We got so much in
it was
such a
a
short
mini
amount of
concert.
time.
I
It
was
really
like, I was
was.
transfixed. Literally, I was sitting on the couch. My brother was like, Mom, look at her face. Because I was just like in the zone. Like, don't, like, they were trying to talk. I said, y'all better not talk during this halftime show.
Listen, because
Like,
like
I
it's
am
so weird because it's not like we had
engaged.
a track list to follow. So I'm like, which songs is she doing? And then I was like, oh, she's doing most of the album. Like,
Like she gave us so much. And then to have Blue out there with her, to bring Ashley back out there, like,
yes. But let me tell you, Ashley. So obviously, I saw Blue towards the end when she did the Texas Hold'em and she changed the lyrics. Why in my rewatch, I didn't realize Blue was in the beginning when she did
yes,
Yaya talking about hello girls. And I'm like, there
yes,
she is right there. She was throughout the whole thing. And
yes.
she did the whole, I mean, her dancing has definitely improved and she's out, she's a performer. She's a performer, she's a star. Also, happy belated birthday to her. Um,
Officially a
doing
teen.
my house choreography behind her mom, talking about who you come to see me. I loved it. It was so good. And what I loved about it was Beyonce is such a captivating performer. She has so much joy. And I felt that joy as well. It was a good time. And she looked amazing. For
Always.
me, Yaya was a must. I was like, that's my song. And I knew it would be fire live. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And I didn't get enough of it, frankly, but what I did get, I appreciate it. What I also appreciated was how many Black folks was on that football field.
Mm-hmm.
So many beautiful Black people. I mean, I loved it. And she had some significant people step out. I just for there was a lot of hateration, obviously, for this performance. Like, oh, country's not my thing, blah, 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 blah. But for me, I just love that she was putting Black Southern culture center stage.
Yeah.
27 million people watched it.
And it felt like an extension of Homecoming, honestly,
Yes.
because we're in
Yes.
a stadium, because you still have such a visual performance in the way you would with the like homecoming dancers and bands and all of that. Like it definitely felt like an extension of that performance a bit, but I lived for it. It was amazing. Now, I have not gotten into the debates about, again, does this put her over Michael as the greatest entertainer ever and all this stuff? Let everybody just live and be great. Like, I don't really feel like I need to have that conversation.
I really don't have the energy for it at all. Is like, I'm like, I got other things go to occupy my
Beyonce
brain
is
with.
great. That's what we all know. She's
Yeah.
an amazing performer.
And she
That's
out
all.
here getting paid for it, and everyone is happy. Um, all right. So let's go ahead and talk about our headline. So there's so much that happened, Ashley. This holidays seasons are always interesting because either absolutely nothing happens, or everything happens. And it's like, oh, we didn't get to just talk about it. So I want to do a speed round with you on a few topics. Okay. Simone Biles is Sports Illustrated Sportsperson of the Year. She said that she was surprised. I'm like, sis, this is your third Olympics. You were the most decorated gymnast of all time. Like, what do you mean?
She's just humble. She just stays humble because
The
ain't no way.
comeback of the greatest comeback too, right?
Now,
From the
granted,
50s.
sports is a highly competitive medium. So I get why there could definitely be other people who one would have thought may have gotten it as well. But I mean, Simone Biles is Simone Biles, and she had a hell of a year. So
She had a hell of a year. And, people always are speculating whether or not she'll retire. She said a couple of things that I thought was interesting. She said that she feels like
basically, you got to know when it's time to go.
she said that she essentially said that she doesn't know what else, why else she would continue because she's done everything she could. She said it would be considered greedy. And, it's also important to know when it's time to bow out. So she talks about like when you're younger, you sacrifice a lot, everything from prom, to other teen events. And she's like, as an adult, you get married, then you're asking, so when do you start a family? So I think these are fair questions. And honestly, I want her to rest. I want her to do whatever she wants to do. You know what I mean? Because she deserves it.
Absolutely. And when you've dedicated your life so far to one thing, I'm sure she has so many other interests and
Yes.
so many other opportunities that she wants to pursue. Like, look at Serena, look at Kobe, look what a lot
That's
of
the one
athletes have
thing.
done post career,
Yeah. And that's
post
the one thing
sports
I
career.
did love about Serena and Venus. They always foster their other interests. So for Serena, it was fashion, and Venus, it was fashion. And, Serena really took it to the next level. So yeah, I'm happy for her. Meghan Markle is coming back to television with her new Netflix lifestyle show, and people are up in arms. And I think this is fantastic personally. It's going to premiere January 15th. And this is back to what she knows, back to her roots. I remember the TIG personally when her blog where she cooked and gave recipes and did fashion. And I'm like, of course she should go back to that. And then one of the things that made me really, really sad, because I've been a fan of her for a while, as I mentioned, her dog Guy died, Ashley. That made me so sad. She said he was with her through Suits, the TIG, her engagement, when she became a mom. She said the quiet chaos and calm and the comfort. So that made me really sad. But she said that he'll be making a cameo on her new show. So she wanted to give us an update. Will you be watching, Ashley?
I may watch if I don't have anything else to watch. Like I looked at the trailer. It's not really my usual like gotta binge it cup of tea. But, if I'm having a lazy Sunday or something, shoot, I cut on Selling the City and let that be background. And
I
that's
heard
nowhere
that it
near
was
as
not
good as
good.
it's nowhere near as engaging as like Selling Sunset. And I'm not saying that because
Mm.
I've binged every season of Selling Sunset, even from season one. Selling Sunset was more compelling than this is. So yeah, it's not probably gonna hold up and last. But you know, if there is a lull and other things to watch, I'll give this a watch.
This is absolutely up my alley, and I will be watching. I love a good cookie show. I love a good bougie moment. It's giving Barefoot Contessa, and I love it. I will ask, where are the black people? Where are your black friends, Meg? Love you, dearest. But other than that, I'm really excited. And she's a wealthy woman. Let her be wealthy and bougie and do wealthy things. I love it. Denzel Washington turned 70 years old over our time away, Ashley. Where did the time go?
I don't know, but more importantly, this man became a minister. I was like, Denzel.
He not only for his 70th birthday, this man got baptized. He is an ordained minister and he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Talk about starting that year with a bang.
Yeah. There's those posts that you guys will see on social media about like, oh, I did this when I turned 50. I did this when I turned 60. I did this when I turned 70. It's never too late to pursue your dreams. Like
Yes, yes.
Denzel definitely said, listen, I'm fulfilling everything that I was meant to be doing in this life.
Well, he's been
Success
preaching
doesn't
at
matter. I have other goals.
every interview he's done. He's been legit preaching, like
Well, even when
telling
he's
people to
done
pray,
like
telling people.
inauguration speeches and all that too, or not inauguration, what am I trying to say? When graduation speeches, like commencement speeches,
Mhm.
not inauguration.
I was like, oh, he did one of those.
Girl, don't mind me. But I also didn't know his father was a pastor. Where have I been? Had no idea.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that either. Great
Mm-hmm.
point. Congratulations, Mr. Washington.
Mm-hmm.
That's really exciting. All right, let's talk about hot topics. We are officially in award season. And the Golden Globes just happened, the 82nd Golden Globes, hosted by Nikki Glazer. Girl, did you see that monologue?
Nope. Missed it.
It was really good. I didn't watch the show, but I did watch the monologue and some of the, highlights. Legit funny. And I think she did the perfect balance of like talking about people, but not doing it in a way that was like Ricky Gervais. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Gervais would make you cry and never want to show up again. You know what I mean?
I did catch some of the jokes she said that were in her Howard Stern file that she didn't say. Those I
They were
caught.
actually funny.
They
The
were.
Louis G one, and there was another one. She didn't say anything about This Is Us. Or I'm sorry, It Ends With Us. But yeah, I want to just talk about the overall theme for the Golden Globes, and that is women. Women. I was really impressed with this year's batch of women who won, frankly. Specifically, Demi Moore.
Yeah.
She said that she was a popcorn actress and had never won an award in her entire career. And, I was rooting for Cynthia Erivo. As I said at the top of the podcast, for me, it was like Wicked Everything. And Cynthia Erivo needs to get all her flowers. But I wasn't even mad. I wasn't even mad. I'm like, go ahead, Demi.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Substance, but I had heard that it was like praised
Trippy.
as a film, so
Yeah.
it didn't shock me that she won. But yeah, for sure, good for her. As long as she's been in this industry, to be able to get some type of recognition for the work that she's put in. I think she said she's been acting for what, like 40 years or something
Yes.
like that. So,
Yes.
I mean, kudos to you, Demi.
Zoe Saldana won an award again. She is also known as a popcorn actress in some cases, I guess.
My
But
sister from another mister. I always say if I end up in a film, I need her and Journey Smollett to play my sister. So I was like, yes, get it, sis.
yeah, there wasn't really. I guess the Emilia Perez won the most, but there weren't any like sweeps on the movie side of things. You know what I mean? Shogun won on the TV side, and that was not surprising at all. Uh, Wicked did win with the cinematic and box office achievement, as it should have. Uh, and yeah, is there anything from the award side of the Golden Globes that you'd like to talk about, Ashley?
Mm, Not really. I mean, to your point, I was a little disappointed that Wicked didn't do better in terms of taking some of the other awards, but understandable. I was also disappointed that Catherine Hahn, who I said I wanted to win for television acting, did not get that award, and they still gave it to Jean Smart for Hacks, but Hacks is a good show. So
Yeah, but
it is
again,
what it is.
and I shouldn't even just say just women as a theme. Women of a certain age, they were kicking butt. I mean, Jean Smart, Demi Moore, Jodie Foster,
Mhm.
like I was happy. I wasn't mad. I had my favorites, but I was not mad for the people who actually won. So
Yeah. Well, even Ali
congratulations.
Wong won in the stand-up
Yes.
category against a
Jamie
few men, a
Foxx,
few men, and
the
Nikki Glazer.
host of the
Yeah.
show, Nikki
Yeah.
Glazer.
And I watch
Um,
all of Ali's stand-up specials. I'm not even a
yeah,
big, I was about to say I'm not even a big Ali fan. I am. I'm not even a big stand-up. I need to watch everybody stand up, but there's certain people like Michelle Buteau. I watched hers. I
yes.
watch all of Ali Wong's. I considered going to see Ali Wong in person randomly when I was in San Francisco because I was like, wait, Ali, you here? Didn't know.
Let me know. I'd love to go too. All right, let's talk about fashion. For me, the only thing that matters is Zendaya. Zendaya. And girl, I was really upset at people speculating about her ring, but I did notice it though. I was like, this is a gorgeous ring. It is on that finger and it does match her dress, but you know, she's a fashion girly. Rings are gonna ring. She's gonna wear necklaces. It's fine. But this is engaged.
She's engaged. It's funny because one of the, I think it was Dumois or one of those had already speculated that they felt like they got engaged over the holidays. And I was like
Mm,
already thinking that was a possibility because he's been talking about her much more and she
a
has
lot.
him in interviews. And I'm like, I feel
Yes.
like y'all real cozy at this point. So the
Yep.
ring is gorgeous. To your point, I didn't know. And then she
Gorgeous.
still kept wearing it in subsequent events I
Yep.
saw. So I was like, oh yeah, full engaged.
Five
And
carat. I
you can
love the
see she's
kite.
doing that. Listen, I'm
Yes.
engaged, more
Yes.
hand gestures than normal vibe, which I love.
This is a very real thing. And I think it's so funny. I think the funniest thing I saw online, they were like, so is Tom Holland, is he just gonna go by Tom since he's marrying Zendaya,
No,
taking her last name?
no. But you said that's the only person for you. Andrew Garfield is the only person for me that matters.
Yo, him in those slutty little glasses.
Andrew, if I catch you in these streets, do you hear me?
Listen, I mean, what they say, the foot was on the neck, the color of the suit,
The
the chest,
necklace, the
the
glasses.
glasses.
When he put
Oh,
those glasses on, I said, what is
woo!
happening?
I was
Andrew,
not prepared. I was
who
not prepared.
who were you attempting to seduce because you got us all that night, honey?
Literally, no lies told. Okay.
Jesus.
Uh, girl. And really quick, when it comes to Zendaya, look for the Golden Globes this year. First of all, can we talk about how iconic it is that she decided to just, they don't talk about the relationships, but she's like, you're going to see this ring on the red carpet. Watch me in my element. I
Because I'm
love that
sure
so
she is
much.
ecstatic. Like it,
Yes.
it's so beautiful. It's so
Yes.
beautiful.
Yep. But what I wanted to say was Zendaya and Law wanted to pay homage to a legendary dress designer who dressed everybody from Eartha Kitt to Diane Carroll to Josephine Baker, Dorothy Dandridge, um, Zelda Wynn, and that silhouette and that style. And she definitely brought old Hollywood and looked fantastic. So bravo, bravo, bravo. All right. I had two other awards. They just came out with their nominees. I'm looking at the NAACP, which is going to air February 22nd in a 2-hour live broadcast. We don't know who the host is going to be, but in the past two ceremonies, it was Queen Latifah, but the piano lesson led in the motion picture category. What else? Ayo Adobre got the most nomination by a performer. She got 5 of them. I'm like, okay. She got it for her work on The Bear, Saturday Night Live, and her voice work for Inside Out 2. The one thing I love about the NAACP awards, they make sure they highlight all the Black people in all things. So we're talking movies, TV shows, we're talking about books, podcasts, athletes, everything. Okay. And I'm not going through all of it, but was there were you excited to see any particular project get nominated?
No, girl, they too many categories for me to run through. I did a quick little glance and I said, I'm wishing every Black person the best. Like you can't
Rooting for
say,
everybody Black.
yeah, you can't say that anybody in this awards is usually any less deserving than anybody else. Usually everybody has had banner performances in one category or another. I'm glad Higher Learning once again is in the podcast category because again, that
Yes.
remains my top podcast I listen to on a regular basis. And I saw that Native Land also got a nom. So,
Yes, yes, yes.
just plugging and chugging with my Black folks. Y'all do y'all thing.
Absolutely. They do music too, girl.
Yeah,
I
that's why I
love
said it's too
us
many
for
categories.
real.
It's too,
I
I'm
love
not
us
looking through
for
all this.
real.
Yeah.
I forgot to say with the Golden Globes, this is the one thing that I did not appreciate and I was a little disappointed. Viola Davis won the Governor Award and they didn't show
It wasn't
her.
televised.
It wasn't televised.
Hmm.
So I have to search high and low for it. I haven't seen it yet. But what an honor. I remember the first person to win it was Oprah, and her speech was phenomenal. So congratulations, Viola Davis. Sorry, y'all, for jumping, but I just like, oh, I forgot to say that. And that's because it should have been a televised moment.
Mm.
Also coming out literally today, SAG Awards, top nominees, Wicked and Shogun, both being nominated, having 5 nominations each. So I want Cynthia to get her hardware. Maybe that'll be a prediction for later 2025. Wicked for Good, which is part 2. Hopefully it's even better, even though Defying Gravity is the seminal, what's the word I'm trying to use?
Seminal.
Seminal song for that freaking musical. But I don't know. It's such a great, great musical. And I didn't talk about this before, but John Cho also didn't get nominated as director. So I'm going to need for him to get nominated in these other awards. So this is award season. And so it's in full effect. again, praying for everyone dealing with the fire because I feel like that'll definitely postpone a lot. That's all I got today, Ashley.
Okay. One other last note, SAGs are going to stream on Netflix. So for the first time ever. So
Great
Netflix
call out.
is getting into these live events heavy.
They are. They're like network television. Who?
Mm-hmm. Lord. All right. Well, I guess it's time to announce what we're recapping for the
Yep.
people next week. And it's gonna include a little bit of tea to piggyback off of our headlines and hot topics episode, because we are going to recap It Ends With Us, guys, which is currently available to stream on Netflix. And if you have not been living under a rock, you know a little bit, I'm sure, of what's been going on between the two primary cast members, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, but we'll get into that a little bit more as we discuss the film and the book, because for fans of the
Yes.
original Colleen Hoover book, Delora and I have both read it. I listened to it on Audible, binged it really quick, and we are going to talk about that as a part of the recap as well. So looking forward to it. Come back and join us. Looking forward to it in the sense of talking it through, not that the content is not still what it is, which is
Girl.
tough subject matter. So just a little
Yes.
warning to the audience that we will be getting into issues of domestic violence. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. We appreciate it. Again, Happy New Year. Happy
Happy
2025.
New Year.
Please share this out with everybody you know. We so appreciate it. We'll be back with that recap of It Ends With Us. But in the meantime, as always, be blessed.